Well, it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. Now, Clark, as you take a look at the Hornets, what do you think will be the key for them?
They need to keep an eye on how Greg Oden is going. He's a rebounding machine, so it's all about boxing out on D and getting crafty on offense. Don't allow him to do what he does well. Make him do something else.
Well, Clark, what about Portland? What's the key for them?
I think the whole team has to be on the same page when you're facing a player like Chris Paul. He's a creative passer whose court vision allows him to see plays that others don't. I call that seeing a frame ahead. So defensively, they can't lose track of anybody. See the ball and see your man. If someone slips free, he'll find him.
Ball, shooting one.
Good for the three-point play. And here are the Blazers. And they played the Hornets once earlier in the season.
It wasn't a game they can be proud of at all. Oh, two hands to make sure.
Now Paul. Last game he had 13. Grant, he's covered by Roy, to the paint. It's tipped. Portland on D. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
I think they're disappointed with how they played. They should have been able to give themselves a much better chance to win had they played to their normal level.
So it's Portland now. Oden gets the bucket.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. Well executed there.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. 4-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
I think they fell short on the defensive side of the ball at that end of the floor. I think had they played a little tougher, a more cohesive game when they didn't have the orange, they would have had a bigger game than they did.
Stopped them cold. The rejection by Aldridge. Grant hits the reach-in call. That's his first foul of the game.
Grant. That's his first personal foul, first team foul. Substitution on the court.
And here are the Trailblazers. Here's Roy. Lays it in. Sweet dime to lead into the rack.
So far, I don't think you can ask for a better start to the game for them. 4 for 4 thus far.
To Okafor. Gets in close. Count it, and the foul.
Greg Oden.
They get Greg Oden.
Personal foul, second team foul. Okafor, shooting one.
He completes the three-point play. Here's Miller, averaging 6 points per contest. Oden backs him down. Here's Roy, and it's Emeka Okafor with the rebound.
He's usually automatic from that close. The defense must have affected him.
Asia from short range. The shot misses, and the Blazers the other way. Roy backs in. Shoots from the post. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two. Chris Paul picks up that one.
That's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
He gets them both.
Well, when you spend 4 years in college, Kevin, you've got to become a little more mature. Your body becomes more prepared for the rigors of the NBA. And I just think you're more equipped to handle what's demanded from you when you play NBA basketball.
More mature physically and mentally
exactly.
both.
And emotionally,
yes,
even just to handle some of the peaks and valleys you're going to go through as a rookie.
Here's Miller. The Hornets making the shot. Oden. Here's Batum. The shot misses. And New Orleans will take it the other way. Here's Armstrong. Whoa!
Armstrong.
Now that's a statement dunk right there, Kevin. Clear the runway for your own protection.
To Batum. Aldridge from inside. Okafor grabs the miss.
What more can he ask for? Came up against very little defensive resistance, then botched the layup.
So it's Portland now, following the Hornets' miss. Down low, rips it down with both hands.
That's unselfish team basketball right there, Kevin.
Coach Scott wants a timeout. A lot of time, games are decided at the line. So let's check out the NBA leaders in that category. Look at Andre Miller, second in the NBA. He's so great from the line.
Boy, his routine is flawless. He does the same thing every time, and the result is pretty much the same. Cash money from the stripe.
Now Paul, right now averaging 17 points a game. Okafor in the post. He's against Oden. In close, and it's Okafor missing. Portland leading. And here is Oden, defended by Paul. On the paint, from close range, shots good from Oden.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
The Hornets trail. Here's Grant. Kisses it off the glass and in. And here are the Trailblazers now. 3-point lead. The steal. And here are the Hornets now. They trail by 3. The shot's good from Paul.
Great D leads to easy offense.
Here's Okafor.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
Grant, he's covered by Roy. The Hornets give up possession. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Taking a look at Portland. Right now, they're down in the 9th spot. They haven't had the kind of success they had wanted to have at this point of the season. And, of course, New Orleans, a game behind.
Well, one of the things about losing, Kevin, everything goes south on you, man. Your teammates aren't as funny. Jokes that you hear don't make you laugh. Your food doesn't taste as good as it usually does. I mean, losing just puts a cloud over everything. They're hopeful that the sun will shine after this next game.
Shot by Oden is no good.
The defense is looking to give him that one every time. Just not a good mid-range jump shooter.
Here's the break. Up ahead to Batum.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here comes Paul. He has 5. He's covered by Roy. Jacks up a 3. Okafor is whistled for the loose ball foul. That's his first foul. But we know Greg Oden, the player. You've been around him. You've watched him in college and in pro. What about Greg Oden as the person? What do you find when you talk to this kid?
Well, I tell you, he's really bright and he's fun-loving. He's got a little prankster in him.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Roy. In the loss to the Pistons the other night, definitely was not himself. Drilled in by number 9.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
Now Paul. Wafts it up. Kept alive. Grant sinks it. Way to bang down low. And the story we've seen here from the field, impressive shooting, getting off to a tremendous start.
Boy, Kevin, this is the kind of offensive rhythm that can set you on a nice course. I mean, they definitely want to keep that momentum going.
And here is Oden. He's got 10. The unlikely 3 and unlikely swish by number 9. Here are the Hornets with the ball. It's a 10-point game. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Okafor. Buries the short-range jumper.
Assisted by.
He has 5.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
A missed three.
There's another example, Kevin, of how they're hustling to all the missed shots to get an edge in the rebounding area.
The Blazers have taken the early lead.
Well, they're scoring with ease. They've definitely hit the ground running. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And we end an exciting first quarter. The score, 26-18. Welcome back to the beginning of the second quarter. We're getting underway. And it's the Hornets with the ball, trailing here by 8. This Thursday, there's more hoops going on. It's going to be Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. The Boston Celtics come into town. That one gets started at 8 o'clock Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch.
So it's Portland now, following the Hornets' miss. It's 2-on-1. Here's Paul, in close, finishes with the soft touch. 7 points in the game.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Coach McMillan signals for a timeout. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. You take a look at Roy. 3rd in the league. He typically dominates out there. He can seemingly score at will.
Well, you know, this guy is such a dynamic scorer. He's got everything in his offensive arsenal that you want to see that allows him to carry his team. I mean, they play through him because he does it all offensively. On the other hand, for the defense, he's an absolute nightmare. You can't figure out what you want to take away from it.
Here's Roy. 6 points for him. Roy at the controls. Let's loose for 3. Roy can't hit.
Well, it's obvious they've definitely come out ahead when it comes to rebounding in this particular contest. Boxing out, good positioning, and then pursuing the pumpkin.
Here's Roy, averaging 34 points per contest. Grant is tagged with the reach. That's the second foul of the game. And those rebounds, Clark, you're talking about, they're creating opportunities for them, and it's still a close game.
Yeah, it sure is, Kevin. That's right. It is a close game. This game is a lot closer than it should be, but I still think they need to step it up on the offense. The D was out of position there, and it only took a second for him to rise up and stuff that home.
Grant. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
From 6 feet, here's Aldridge. Hits! Nice pass, leading into the bucket. 5 points in the game.
Watching the team shoot this well is fun for some fans watching at home, but it's no picnic for the guy who's coaching the defense. I mean, he's really upset with how his team is not giving the effort at that end of the floor. It's simply put, that's just bad defense.
And here are the Trailblazers now, following the score by New Orleans. Stolen by Grant.
You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
The Hornets can't cash in. Portland leading. And looking forward to next Sunday, it's going to be Tony Parker and the San Antonio Spurs. They're going to face the visiting Denver Nuggets. You can tune in live for that one at 12 noon Eastern.
Should be a good one.
The 3 was off target by Batum. The Hornets trail. Here's Grant. Drops it in on the layup. He's got 8. Here's Roy. He's got 8. From just inside the arc, Roy can't hit.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
Hall lays it in. Sweet time to lead him to the rack.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
To Aldridge. Roy. No good. And New Orleans will take it the other way. Their next game is at Oracle Arena, so a road game with the Warriors. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. And it's the Hornets with the ball. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. 6 seconds to shoot. Here's Diagu. Does not get the go-ahead bucket. A tight game here in Portland. To Batum for three. Grant snatches it inside.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, but I thought it was a pretty good look.
Here's Diagu with one on the clock. There's the buzzer, and that's a shot clock violation. Every team hopes to have a player on this list. A quick update now on the top field goal percentage shooters in the NBA. Well, you look at Oden, fourth in the league and as consistent as they come. And, of course, Emeka Okafor. He has the edge there. He also shoots the ball so well. One of the best.
Those who shoot high percentages usually take good shots, and that's exactly what he does. He only takes the shots that he feels like he can make. And more times than not, he makes a high percentage of them.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. 4-point game. Grant. Oh, barely misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for two. They get Greg Oden.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
He sinks the second. Here's Roy. He's got 8. From short range, Roy gets the bucket.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Grant backs him down. Oden gets the defensive 3-second call.
Greg Oden.
Around the league, here we go. A recap from yesterday. Out in New York, the Knicks pick up the win as the Dallas Mavericks are defeated. The Clippers lose one on the road. The Wizards winning there. The Lakers pick up a road win. The Raptors can't get it done at the Air Canada Center. And back to the game we go. On defense, Portland. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Paul. Knocks down the trifecta.
For 3.
12 points for him.
And there he goes. He didn't get a 3 in the first, but starting to look for it here.
To Oden. It's in. Nice shot by the 2-year man out of Ohio State. And here are the Hornets now. They trail by 3. Here's Grant. Laid in softly off the glass.
Kevin, that first step of his is as quick as a hiccup. He gets to the rim almost at will.
Knocked loose. Stolen away by Grant. Cans it from in close. Here's Roy. 10 points for him. Coach McMillan calls time.
So amazing, so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing.
And be sure to tune in next Sunday. It'll be Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics as they host the Los Angeles Lakers. That one gets underway at 3:30 Eastern Time.
You always want to get out of there with a win in that one.
So true. Here's Roy. Aldridge a screen.
2 minutes remaining.
He's against Okafor. From the paint, from inside, Okafor grabs the miss.
There wasn't enough defensive pressure to affect him that close to the rim. I think he just flat out missed it.
Okafor with the ball. 8 points his last outing. Diagu. Grant is tagged with the loose ball foul. That's his 3rd foul so far.
Well, he keeps on piling them up, Kevin. Are they really going to let him foul out in the first half?
Marcus Thornton.
Oden really has his fingerprints all over this one.
He's really in the zone and is racking up the points in bunches.
He certainly has. He's getting all the looks he wants and is finishing his chances.
They need to do something to get him out of his rhythm before it's too late.
Portland trailing here. Now Paul. He's got 14. To the high post. Here's Grant. Great finish in traffic. He's got 15. And here comes Roy. 4-point game. Grant gets called for the reach, and that's his 4th foul of the game.
Well, he's got to be careful and smart if he's going to stay in the game.
Here's Roy. 13 points in the game. So it's Portland now. They lead by 1. Here's Grant. Gently drops it in.
They really needed that one. This run was killing them.
And here are the Trailblazers now. It's a 1-point game. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
And Kevin, they're just showing that flat-out domination on the board. Good, strong, aggressive play inside.
So it's Portland now, following the Hornets' miss. Troy leads him with the pass. Oden dumps it off. Here's Aldridge. Kept alive. Mim covered by Okafor to end the drought. Okafor holds it in, and that's his 8th rebound of the contest. And Clark, with that domination on the board you were talking about, you'd think they'd be way out in front, but that's just not the case.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. They're keeping this one close with defense. Now they need to step up their offense to match what they've done at the defensive end.
You're right.
He's got to be a little quicker. He hadn't set his feet, and that's why he got called for the foul.
Portland on D. Six seconds to shoot.
Defensive.
If you want to get your teammate open for a shot, you've got to set a better screen than that.
Collins. No luck. And New Orleans will take it the other way. Grant backs down. Paul. The tricky leaning jumper is off the mark.
That leaner's a difficult, tricky shot to knock down, especially in traffic, Kevin.
Here's Collins, scooped up. Oden. And misses. What was that all about? New Orleans in the lead. Here's Grant, gets in close, lays it right in. Here's Roy. 20 points for him. Now a timeout called by Portland.
Blazers. Substitution for the Blazers. Nicholas Batum.
And let's hear what Nate McMillan had to say to our sideline reporter, Cheryl Miller.
Hey guys, he told them we need to pound the ball inside. We're settling for too many jumpers. Let's take it to the rack and force them to foul. We'll see if they can get it done in the paint. Guys?
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Grant backs him down. Inside, finishes with the soft touch.
Well, he's not a premier scorer, but he's contributed big time on the offensive end today.
Here's Roy. 22 points for him. Aldridge with it to tie it up, and that is good.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Hall. Here's Diagu. Great play to stay with it.
Well, that's where he's so dangerous. You let him hang around the rim area, and he'll make you pay, as we just saw.
And here are the Trailblazers now, trailing by 2. Oden backs in. Collins. It's money from deep.
Boy, there's been no answer for the three-point shot this half. They've dominated from behind the arc.
Here's Okafor on the paint. No luck. And the Trailblazers going now the other way. Was there to bother the shot. The steal by Grant.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it. A tough sequence there.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Here's Roy. Just over 4 minutes left to the fourth. Grant is whistled for reaching in. That's his 5th foul. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the New Orleans Hornets. They'll be matched up against Memphis. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Here's Roy. Let's loose for 3. And that one's good.
The defense made the mistake of playing off him, and he drained it from deep.
Grant. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
That was a golden opportunity to knock the game up, Kevin. In the 4th quarter, you've got to execute and knock down big shots.
Portland leading. Collins leads the game in assists.
He did a nice job of recognizing the mismatch. He had the height advantage, and he made him pay.
Portland on D. They lead by 4. Grant backs him down.
He's not the guy you would expect to compete in the dunk contest, but he can still throw it down when he needs to.
And here comes Roy. 24 points for him. Here's Collins. Count it! He's setting the table beautiful.
We mentioned his great passing ability and the keys to the game, and he's showing you just what we were talking about.
And here are the Hornets now. 4-point game.
And Kev, that's only his first giveaway for the game.
Right around 3 minutes left in the game. On defense, the Hornets trailing by 4. Grant. Roy with the rebound. He's done a great job, Clark, of controlling the ball.
Boy, he sure has, Kevin. I mean, focus and quality ball handling, very impressive. He's really had a positive impact on his team with that kind of work.
The Blazers still hold a narrow lead.
It's a nail-biter, Kev. This one's coming right down to the wire.
Roy, shooting 2.
The Hornets win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Blazers 124 to 121. Grant is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Yeah, Kevin, he was really stroking it. He shot the lights out, and there was just no one out on the floor who could stop him.
Time for us to say goodbye. For Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.